What's going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got to talk about Stephen A. Smith clip that's going viral, and Gillie the Kid going off on Stephen A. Smith, and also Kendrick Perkins taking up for Stephen A. Smith and responding to what Gillie had to say. Now, Stephen A. went viral for discussing Russell Westbrook and his interaction with Luka Doncic, throughout Game 3 and some of the plays that he thought was dirty. And he went so far to say that he called the league office to wonder why Russell Westbrook hasn't been suspended. Now, he didn't even do that for his own self-proclaimed New York Knicks. He said that he's a fan, right? And some of the things that Joel Embiid has been doing to the players on the New York Knicks, he didn't call the league office for his team, that he roots for, and that he's the city that he's native to. He called, in favor of Luka Doncic. And people are not responding to that clip very well. And it may not even be because of nothing to do with basketball. It's more so Stephen A. Smith trying to insert himself and to flex importance, as far as like prancing around like a former athlete. And people been saying that about him. He prances around like he's a former athlete and he's arrogant and he thinks he's all that. And he acts like the players act, you know. But he doesn't have the resume in sports to stack up. Now, in journalism, absolutely. The man started working at Archdale, and I know that won't no money in that. So he has a love for it that you can't take away from it. And he's earned where he's at to have the voice that he has. But a lot of people is responding to it, and they don't really like him saying this. Let's check it out.
What did you see from Russell Westbrook?
Inexcusable behavior. That's what I saw. And I don't know why this isn't being talked about enough, to be quite honest with you. I was of the mindset that Russell Westbrook deserved to be suspended for today's game. That's how appalling his game was. Now, I've been raving about Russell Westbrook since he arrived in Los Angeles. He's been a godsend for the Clippers as far as I'm concerned. He's an energizer bunny. But what he did the last game, I want y'all to go back and reflect on what transpired in Game 3. Look at this foul right here. You knock the guy clear upside the head. You sit up there and you come down on Luka Doncic in the back. That play right there, you could have separated his shoulder. Then you push him in the chest. Then you go after PJ. And then after that, even though PJ shoved you in the back, and then you're shrugging off the referee. I felt so serious about this, fellas. I called the league office. And I said, I need an explanation. Tell me why Russell Westbrook wasn't suspended. And I was told that the the officials gave their report. And every indication in writing that they provided said, we handled this. He got a couple of technicals, plus a flagrant one, plus he was ejected, plus no one was injured. So we took all of those things into consideration. That's why we didn't suspend him. And I stood down. I said, that makes total sense. I'm glad. But they said, if it had been the regular season, the likelihood is that they might have had a different decision. But it's the playoffs, and because of how important it is, you can't just do that. But Russell Westbrook, mad love and respect to him most times. I was so disappointed in the way that he played the other day. Kawhi Leonard is hurt. Paul George and him combined for 16 points. They're averaging 29 points per game together. You're needed, and you acting like that? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. That play right there, you could have separated his shoulder. Then you push him in the chest. Then you go after PJ. And then after that, you
listen to this.
And then you're shrugging off the referee. I felt so serious about this, fellas. I called the league office. And I said, I need an explanation. Tell me why Russell Westbrook.
Why would you call the league office? You don't work for the NBA.
Every indication in writing that they provided said, we handled this. He got a couple of tests.
So you trying to get niggas
He was ejected.
suspended for a game? You don't work for the league, nigga. You work for ESPN. Fuck you calling the league for? Steve, I fuck with you, but that's some Rizzy shit, Steve.
It's the playoffs, and because of how important it is,
You starting to look like a little Rizzy, man. Don't fucking do that. So, but you called up the league office to find out why he ain't get suspended. Let them people do their fucking job. You doing their job for them for. And none of y'all ain't say shit.
I agree with everything that you said. I got the Dallas, I got the Mavs in 6, and this is what Doncic does.
Oh, Kendrick, you out of pocket. He called the league office up. None of you niggas don't work for the NBA. Fuck y'all calling the league up for. You talking about I agree.
So, man, I thought that was interesting that Stephen A. Smith said that. And Kendrick Perkins, he responded to what Gillie had to say. And this is what Kendrick Perkins said. He said, "Say, homie, I don't know you from a can of paint, my G, and I respect everything that you're doing, and it's all love, but I said what I said. Those plays by Russ was dirty as hell." So he's standing on that. I think, honestly, as far as physical playoff basketball, I feel like some of the things that Embiid did warranted more attention than what Russ did, and I ain't saying what Russ did was right, some of those plays, especially with Russ having what happened to him in OKC with the Patrick Beverly play happened to him. He should be more cautious, when coming into contact with other players like that, and really keeping it about the game. But also, I'm sure we could key in on some moments that maybe Luka made some plays or somebody felt slighted or felt like, this wasn't called for them, but it was called for another person. All this stuff starts to play on your emotions. But I think some of the flopping plays that Embiid has made in the Philadelphia 76ers series, especially with him being a self proclaimed Knicks fan, should concern him even more. But, for whatever reason, he didn't say nothing about that. He only talked about Joel Embiid being the best big man he'd ever seen in his life, um, which was weird to me. That he would do that and call the league office on Russell Westbrook. Why would they disclose any information to you, as far as like saying why they made it? As far as saying why they made a decision or not, that's amongst them, the NBA, and the people on the inside. A reporter will get it when they're ready to give it to the papers and stuff like that. But you call the league office, you're that invested in it, to try to get someone suspended. Now, Russell Westbrook. I mean, so this is what I'll say. You wouldn't have done that if that was like LeBron James that had made a play like that, or someone of that ilk. You wouldn't have did that. Russ just an easy target. So you like, okay, let me call the league office on him and try to see why he didn't get suspended. Why he didn't get suspended is none of our business. I mean, that's the decision that they came through based off the film they reviewed, based off of all the other factors surrounding the incident. They didn't feel like they needed to suspend him in the story. We don't need to talk about it anymore. However, Stephen A. Smith felt he needed to take it upon himself to make that call, man. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think Stephen A. Smith was off base, or do you think that he was right, for calling in? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down.
Skip, 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 skip.